Families of 9/11 victims are urging former President Trump to cancel a Saudi-backed golf tournament that is set to be held at his golf course just outside New York City in Bedminster, New Jersey. Members of the 9/11 Justice Group are requesting a meeting with Trump, writing to him in a letter, quote, "We simply cannot understand how you could agree to accept money from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia's Golf League to host their tournament at your golf course and to do so in the shadows of Ground Zero in New Jersey, which lost over 700 residents during the attacks." Joining us now is Juliet Scalzo. Her father, Dennis Scalzo, was one of the hundreds of firefighters killed on 9/11. And Juliet, thank you so much for being here with us this morning. I know you were just 4.5 years old when your dad was killed. And so tell us why it's important for you that Trump not only not hold this tournament, but not hold it so close to Ground Zero.
I mean, myself, and I think I can speak for a lot of the families, are just absolutely astounded. When we first found out about the Live tournament in general, and that it was going to be taking place on American soil at all, the first stop being in Oregon, it was just shock, disappointment. You know, it's really hurtful. But now for it to be taking place, you know, literally in the backyard of Ground Zero, in a state where there are a lot of 9/11 victims in New Jersey, New York, it's just absolutely, it's shocking. And for that to be hosted by a former president is even more, you know, disgusting. It's just, you know, it's hard to find the words.
And not just a former president. This is a former president who also blamed Saudi Arabia for the attacks several years ago before he took office, but he did blame them. Of course, we saw the relationship he had with them when he was in office. You've written this letter. Have you gotten any kind of a response so far?
Not that I'm aware of, but yes, Trump himself said in 2016 that the Saudis were responsible. And, you know, as per the executive order from President Biden, that we now have these documents, we have these FBI documents that show the, you know, the, it shows the accountability that the Saudis had, their role in it. So we now have the proof. You know, Trump was right, but now he's taking money from them and profiting from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Meanwhile, the kingdom is currently awaiting trial in federal court against the 9/11 families over these attacks. And, you know, of course, we are awaiting that justice, but yeah, it's hard to find the words.
And I know you've written this letter, your group has written this letter to him voicing this, but if you could speak to him directly, what would you say about why this is so important, that it's not a political issue, that it's personal for you?
It is personal. I think for people that don't have personal loss to 9/11 or are not close to it or have a story or, you know, a specific connection to that day, you know, it's really easy every year around the anniversary. You know, everyone hears the names being read and they hear about 9/11 and, you know, they all post never forget. And it's really easy if you don't have a personal connection to just hear names. And behind every single one of those names is a person who had a life, who had a family, who preferred their coffee a certain way in the morning, you know. And I think it's really easy to dissociate from that and you just hear all of these names, but there is a family still living with a massive hole in their lives. You know, it doesn't get any easier. If anything, it gets harder. I'm an adult now. I can process, you know, what all of that meant. And now I'm very much involved in fighting for the justice for my father that he so rightly deserved. I mean, he was a fireman and he sacrificed his life. And, you know, my mother was a widow at 39 and she had to raise 4 children by herself. And we were robbed of, you know, a normal childhood and of the lives that we should have had with my father. And it's been over 20 years. It's really time for justice.
Yeah, and that doesn't go away. And you're right. That's something that happened that shapes your life forever. And I think it's really important that you are being so vocal about this and talking about it and making your feelings known on it. What kind of message does it send if he if Trump doesn't cancel this? Because it's not just this one. He's also supposed to have another one at his golf course in Miami towards the end of the season. So it's not just one. I understand this one's more personal because it's so much closer, but what kind of message does it send to the global world, to the community, if he doesn't cancel it?
I mean, I think, the 9/11 community, we've been pretty outspoken about our issue here. And I'm very proud to say that I think we've gotten our message out quite far. And, our message is on the radar. I'm sure Mr. Trump knows about us. He knows, the letter. He knows how we stand. Now, whether it's canceled or not, I personally don't think it will be. But just the fact that you are, and even the players, that this is blood money that you're taking. Same with him hosting these events. The fact that the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, when we have declassified documents that prove their involvement in this, and they're just being allowed to operate on American soil with complete impunity, is just absolutely shocking. And, they're trying to sports wash their way through this. They have a very long history of human rights violations, not just 9/11. And if their way of trying to erase that is through sports, I mean, we're going to try to fight that as much as we possibly can, because it's just absolutely not right.
Yeah. It's an honorable effort. And I know this isn't easy to come on. So thank you for coming on
Thank
and
you for
talking to us
having me.
about this. And it's an important message. So thank you for coming on.
Thank you.